I no longer know how many winters have passed since I last felt the sun. Perhaps 100, perhaps more. Time has ceased to hold meaning in this place. The world above may have turned and burned 1,000 times, yet I remain unchanged, buried in silence. The stones weep here. I hear them every night as water drips like slow tears into the cracks of my chamber. The air is thick, damp, foul with mildew. Rats scurry through the dark, bold enough to brush against my feet. I let them. They remind me that life still crawls somewhere in this pit. I cannot step beyond these walls. The sun, even its memory, burns. It is not for me. Its warmth is poison. Its light is a whip that lashes the very skin from my bones. So I linger in shadow, prisoner of night, while the world above me forgets. And yet, I endure against all will, against reason itself. There was a time I lived as all men live. I walked in markets filled with laughter. I drank by firesides where songs were sung. I spoke with friends whose hands clasped mine in trust. And there was family. Gods, I remember them still. My mother's voice, worn but gentle, calling me in from the fields. My father, stern as mountain stone, softening only when he spoke my name. My brothers, boastful, wild, daring me into foolish games. My sisters, bright-eyed, quick with wit, kinder than I ever deserved. Their faces flicker in the dark like fading candles, each one a wound that will not close. They are dust, long buried, centuries past, while I remain. Why? Why am I cursed to linger when better souls were taken swiftly? Why was I spared, if this can be called sparing? It began so quietly, a thirst that no well could soothe, no wine, no water could still it. I thought myself fevered, cursed by sickness. But the sickness was not in my flesh, it was in my soul. The nights grew longer. The hunger gnawed at me, biting from within. My body shook with need. I clawed at my own throat, desperate for relief. And then I yielded. I see them still, their faces lit by torchlight when they realized what I had become. My mother reaching for me with hands that trembled. My father shouting, though his voice cracked with fear. My sisters screaming. My brothers, blades drawn too late. I fed. Gods, forgive me. I fed. Their screams were cut short, one by one, until only silence filled the halls of my family home. The stone floor was slick with their blood. My mouth was red with it. When the madness broke, I stood alone, surrounded by corpses, surrounded by the only people who had ever loved me. It was then I knew my name should have died with theirs. Seasons passed, but not for me. I walked through the ruins of empires. I watched children grow into elders, watched their children weep at graves, while I remained unchanged. Do you know what it is to stand in a village square, to see faces that once knew you, now aged and lined, while you wear the same unbroken mask of youth? To watch lovers wrinkle and wither while your skin never falters? To stand at the edge of funerals where the earth swallows one more friend, and to know you will never share their fate? It is not a blessing. It is torment. Each grave I passed was another stone dragging me down. Yet death would not take me. I wandered battlefields where corpses lay like broken dolls and envied them. I lingered in cathedrals where men prayed for mercy and wondered if mercy had a name. But for me, there was none. Now I speak plain. You will already know the truth, though perhaps you guessed it long ago. I am one of them, one of the pale, one of the nightkin, a creature whispered of in frightened tales, a drinker of blood, a vampire. Do not believe the songs that call it power. Do not envy the shadows that tell of immortality. There is no gift here, only hunger, only chains. The thirst never ceases. You can drown in rivers, swallow oceans, feast on 1,000 hearts, and still it will not be enough. It gnaws forever, and every drop of blood taken is a piece of yourself lost. I have sought death, blade, fire, poison. None claimed me. The grave itself has turned its face away, and so I endure, a prisoner of eternity, a wretch shackled to unending night. Sometimes I dream, not of sunlight. Those memories are gone. My dreams are darker. I see endless halls of stone, lined with bones that whisper my name. I see the faces of my kin, pale and lifeless, their necks still torn and red from the wounds I gave them. They call to me, but not with words, with silence, and I wake screaming, though no sound escapes me. Other nights I dream of nothing at all, and that is worse. For nothingness is what waits at the edge of eternity, a hollow where no memory lingers, no name remains. That too is my fate, to vanish not into death, but into nothing. I do not write this for forgiveness. There can be none. My soul is long forfeit, my sins uncounted. I write only to be remembered, or perhaps to be forgotten. If you find these words, know this: I do not ask you to pity me. Pity is more cruel than hate. I only ask that you let me fade. Do not call my name. Do not seek me. Leave me here to rot in silence. I have lived too long. I have watched too much. The fire of will that once burned is now ash. And yet I walk still, a shadow in ruins, a hollow thing that cannot die. So let this be my final mercy. Erase me from the world. Forget my name. Forget my face. Leave me to the dark, for I am tired, and eternity is endless.